You're listening to a Rock Candy podcast.
I'm Avery Smith, and I'm here to invite you to Blessed Are the Binary Breakers, a multi-faith podcast of transgender stories. Whatever your own relationship to gender and spirituality may be, you will find yourself enriched by the stories shared by my guests, who so far have ranged in religion from Christian and pagan to Jewish, Sikh, atheist, and beyond, and have hailed from the US, Chile, Poland, Australia, and more. Tune in wherever you get your podcasts, or read along with episode transcripts by visiting blessedarethebinarybreakers.com. See you there.
What's up, dudes? This is Reese Roper. I'm back from a small hiatus from doing these disclaimers. On this episode, we start talking about fat beats. Joe does immediately. I say, I can tell by your tight women's pants you ain't from around here. We again talk about the Walter Elias Disney Corporation. Joe makes the offer to grow a skullet for $1,000. I really apologize for that, if it doesn't happen or if it does. We talk about the secret of the 7-Eleven hidden ladder to the top of the 7-Eleven. And the entire time, Joe's kids are in the background wrestling, which may actually improve our podcast. This is the Pickle and Boot Shop. It's awful, and we hope you hate it.
Joe and Reese, Pickle and Boot Shop. Get yourself a pickle. Get yourself a boot. Joe and Reese, Pickle and Boot Shop. Pickle time is happening. Pickle time. I go down to get some pickles. Bring your grandma and your kids. I go downtown. Bring your grandma and your kids. Boot time. Pickle and boot time. Don't be fickle, get your pickle cider, pop a nickel in your boots. Not a place of ill repute. Bring your grandma and your kids. Come for the pickles, stay for the squids. Stay for the squids. Boots. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some boots inside your hands. Put that pickle in your pants. Get some boots inside your hands. 1996, we start this.
Boom.
Boom goes the
bam,
dynamite.
boom, boom, diggy, diggy, boom, bam, boom, doom, diggy, diggy. That's what Skype does. Skype hits me with fat beats. I start thinking about fat beats.
B-E-E-T-S?
Yes.
Sweet.
Fat ones.
Sweet,
that you
brother.
can turn into sugar.
I know. Joe?
I'm wetting my whistle with some ice water here. One sec here.
Wow. Slow it down, fella.
I found out, I don't know if I told you this on the last podcast. I figured out like a little life hack.
Yeah.
You know those, stop me if I've already told you this, but you know those like insulated cups, you know, like a Yeti?
Yep. I know
If you take whatever company you have, normally people take that cup and they put ice in it, and then they put their cold beverage in it.
Okay.
If you take that cup, put it in the freezer,
Okay.
put that cup in the freezer for like 5 minutes, it becomes icy cold. And then when you pour your beverage into it, I've poured A&W root beer, I've poured Michelob Ultra, and like the first drops like freeze to the glass.
Really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Really? Okay.
So that is
like 5 minutes is all it takes.
That's about all it takes. But I mean, obviously, if you could leave it in there longer, I guess longer is better. That's what she said. But if all you have is 5 minutes before you want to drink your beverage, 5 minutes will work. Yeah.
I'm going to tell you an even better life hack. Okay.
Don't get married.
Oh.
Hey-o.
Hey-o.
Hey, ladies, out my thumb.
I'm going to tell some joke about, like, you go in the Arctic and you find a a dude who's been given the super soldier serum, and then you just put your glass on him. But yours was better. It's better advice.
I mean, that's what people tune into this for. People tune into this show for life advice. Now, speaking of life,
How many
speaking
people listening grew up in the church and were like, look, if I'm ever going to have sex, what I've got to do is go to this ceremony in front of this minister of the Lord.
yeah, and have the rest of my life just there's a fly buzzing around in here. It is driving me bananas.
Was it worth it for the sex?
Was it worth it
Comment.
for the kids? Yes.
For the kids, heck yes, man.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
I would walk through hell 1,000 times and again, and I will still do it another 1,000 times. No regrets there, but
No regrets.
everything else there, wowza,
Well,
mother.
look, I don't want to say everything. I just think that probably was the main impetus for my marriage and a lot of other people's. That I was
Yeah.
a 31-year-old virgin.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what else have you done this week?
I've done. Dude, I keep sending you pictures.
Yeah, you're just working on this shed.
I'm doing some
nonstop.
police work.
Oh yes, you're roofing on this shed.
No, I get up on top of the shed
You
with my
tase people.
gun and I do some police work. I think, finished the police work today. It has been a lot. It's a lot
Yeah.
of, like, I thought I would need two things. When you're doing police work, you use a lot of shingles.
Yeah.
And I had to match the shingles to the HOA people in my neighborhood because they came by. They were very uptight. They were like, what are you building back here? And I was like, a shed. And they were like, did you submit it? And I said, no, I'm the new guy. So then they let me do it in hindsight. And then the lady came. She goes, looks like you know what you're doing. Just make sure it looks like everything else here, which is the same shade of beige. And you have to have slate shingles from the Lowe's. And so I got the slate shingles, but you think like you get a pack of shingles and it's like $40. Like this should cover it. It didn't. It covers like 2 rows on the shed. I don't know. I mean, like the police are spending a lot of money putting these
Yeah.
roofs on your house.
Yeah, and then they pass that savings on to the consumer
Yeah.
because that 40 pack of shingles becomes a 65 dollar pack of shingles.
When they're talking to the consumers, probably.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I've been doing this shed, so somehow where I live, sheds are very, very popular here in the
Okay.
breadbasket of the Confederacy. People
Okay.
are like, where am I going to put all my Confederate monies? And they grow beards, they do that. They're
Yeah.
like, where am I going to put my still? They say that as well, and then also. What about when I harvest the grains for General Lee when he comes through?
The tobacco leaves.
Where am I going to put my tobacco leaves? And the answer is lots of sheds. So
Yeah.
everywhere where I live, you just drive around and there are people selling sheds, and they make it seem appealing. They're like, "Hey, you can get in a shed for $300, and that's the down payment, $300, and then you have to pay $100 a month for the next 42 years."
Oh,
So I said no to that. I was
Yeah.
like, no. And they're like, whatever, you highfalutin Yankee. And then I
can tell your accent. You ain't from around here, are you, boy?
I can tell by your tight women's pants you're wearing. You are not from around here. And then I needed a shed. I need a shed because I have to put my heart at ease because my dad's cats are bad. They pee all over everything. They can't go in the house. They peed all over his house. So everything, like just unloading the U-Hauls when my sister
Yeah.
came, it just was like cat pee wafting.
Oh, gross.
So I'm like, these kitties are going to live outside. because number one, I'm super allergic. I'll die. And so is Lyndon. So put the kitties, we made a cat. It's like a cat zoo outside with chicken wire. Did I tell you about this? Underneath the porch?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the kitties are out there. But it's getting cold. It started
I
freezing.
I would have taken the kitties to a kitty farm.
You can't, dude. Those were my dad's. Otherwise, I'd be like, if they were somebody, like even if they were my sisters, they'd be gone.
Howdy. Howdy.
Yeah, I mean, like, but
See,
they're-
I think we've talked about it before. Like, I am not a cat guy at all. I can't stand cats.
Okay.
Heidi has a cat. She has 2 dogs and she has a cat. But the cat is her brother's.
Yeah.
And her brother bought the cat when he lived with her. Then he left and left the cat with Heidi. So Heidi's too nice of a person to like get rid of the cat. So she takes care of it, but she hates it. And then his name's John Wayne.
John
And
Wayne.
so, yeah, so
The
she
brother named it John Wayne.
yeah. So John Wayne she hates John Wayne. John Wayne hates her. But of course, John Wayne loves me.
Yeah.
So when I started
You're a
coming
likable
around,
guy, Joe.
I hate cats, and this cat he does not leave me alone, and so it's become where I guess I can admit it. I like John Wayne,
Oh my gosh, Joe.
but he does
How
this
the
thing.
mighty have fallen.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. You ain't
Oh,
wrong.
Joe.
And so at night, he'll like want to go outside, and he'll go outside, and then in the morning he leaves half dead mice on the doorstep.
That's how
for
he says
Heidi.
he loves you. Half dead. They're still kicking around.
Oh no, not half dead. They're dead, but there's
half.
only half of them.
He left
yeah.
the good part for you guys.
Yeah,
That's
Yeah, I
love.
get-
That
he
is how
eats the
cats
head.
express affection.
he eats the head and then leaves the like body
Hey, he leaves
That-
the good part, dude.
and the entrails.
Are you taking it or what?
I just throw it in the bushes.
Joe, come on, man.
I stick it in the toaster
about-
oven.
That's good. Do that. Because I mean, if you can char that thing good enough, it's gonna be fine. It'll taste the same.
What movie was that where that guy ate all the mice? It was like on the Disney Channel.
Never Cry Wolf. Is it
Yes.
called? Yeah, man.
Yes.
So
I
good.
loved that movie when I was a kid. How old am I? I'm 45. I probably haven't seen that movie in probably
Since elementary school when they made
Yeah.
you watch it. And
in
the
37 years.
social studies teacher comes up and he's like, look, there may be some nudity in this. Okay. I
Yeah.
don't want you calling your parents, telling them
Yeah.
you've seen a
don't.
man's butt. You know what? You've
Yeah.
seen a man's butt in here, guys. Let's
Yeah.
be real.
Remember, don't tell
You've
your
seen
parents.
mine. You've been in my basement. Let's just keep this quiet, okay? Like all
Ju-
the other stuff.
Just keep this between us and we're going to watch a movie instead of doing math. Is that okay?
Sometimes a man, he's alone. He's alone with the caribou and he wants to be running free as God intended.
But wasn't that a good movie?
Yeah, it really is.
I remember it back then being a good movie. I got to see it now. But I always thought I've always thought of that. Like every few years, I'll think of mice and like overrun mice and then how he thought of every way to eat a mouse.
But it was like to terrify them. He just
Oh,
he
you're
just
right.
grabbed one. He
You're
grabbed one
right.
and just bit it, and then they wouldn't come back in.
You're right.
Oh,
He like toasted them and then he made like milkshakes and then he made it was all sorts of. Oh, yeah. I
That-
totally forgot. I got to try and find that, see if that movie's on somewhere.
It's probably on the Walter Elias Disney Channel Plus.
I bet you it's not.
What? Come on.
I bet
dude.
you it's not. Yeah.
Everything else is on there.
Yeah, I bet you that's not. There's like lots of old Disney movies that are owned by Disney that aren't on Disney Plus.
Really?
I think I've talked about it on here. There's one called Midnight Madness.
Yeah, that's Walter Disney Corporation. I'm sorry,
Yep.
the Walter Elias Disney Corporation.
Yep, that one needs to go on there. There's
It's
one.
not.
It's like Sean Astin's first movie. It's called Bratz,
Okay.
and it's like B.R.A. So it's Bratz isn't an acronym,
It's before
and they're
the
like,
Goonies?
Yeah, it's his first movie ever. Yeah. And so he's like their army brat kids that have this fort. And that was a great movie. And that was a Disney movie.
Hey, can we talk while we're on this subject about Escape to Witch Mountain?
I've never seen that movie. I was never allowed to watch anything that dealt with witches.
Well, it does. I mean, how did you get? There's some witchcraft going on in the Walter Elias Disney cartoons.
I was able to watch Mary
watch
Poppins because that was dumbed down
Oh my gosh!
from what the original was, apparently.
It's so good. Have you seen it now?
Mary Poppins?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think here's your homework, Joe. You have to watch. It's called Finding Mr. Banks.
I've seen it.
Okay, never mind. Okay,
Yeah.
the Sherman Brothers, the guys who wrote the music for a lot of the old Disney stuff, but they wrote especially Mary Poppins. There's I have like this Mary Poppins double disc set.
Oh.
Dude, yeah, this is like how much of a male nurse I am. I'm just like, look, I like musicals. I got the double disc set, and it's got the Sherman Brothers, and they're talking about writing Mary Poppins. And they're especially talking about how, like, every Friday they had a meeting with Walt Disney about the music, and they just go in and talk to him, or they'd move on to other movies. So they were still writing like Robin Hood or Song of the South, whatever they were on.
Yeah.
But he would just, this brings me to tears. Like every time I hear it, just that like they would just say, these guys are, they're long gone, but they were such brilliant songwriters. They're so good. And they would just say in this interview at the end of this Mary Poppins thing, they'd be like, and then we'd get done talking and we'd kind of just be sitting there and Walt would give me a nod and I'd go over and start playing Feed the Birds from Mary Poppins, which really, is a moving song because it's just about, it's in the movie, it's this old lady and she's getting tuppence a bag for, she gets 2 pence to feed the birds, but it's a metaphor for this guy spending time with his kids. And I don't know, like every time I listen to it, I tear up. I'm tearing up now thinking about it. It's so
I loved Mary Poppins until I read the behind about it, and then the Saving Mr. Banks saw that, and then realized that like Disney did one of those classic like, hey, we're gonna buy the rights and we're gonna turn your book into a movie, and then like the author of Mary Poppins is like, awesome. And then they're like, but we have creative, it was like the first time in Hollywood that like that started happening where they were like, we're gonna change this and this and this and this and this. And then didn't I read it right that at the very end, like right before the movie came out, the person who wrote Mary Poppins was like, absolutely not. I do not want my name on this. This is not what I wrote.
Yeah. So I think that was the struggle. That's what that movie is about. Just her fighting back and forth with Walt Disney to make it her vision. But I think what she's struggling with is he sees it as this kid's book that his kids love, and he's trying to bring that to life. And what she is working through is shit with her dad dying. Her dad is Mr. Banks. And so he, like the issue is that Walt Disney kept making, kept making the father be just kind of this side character to Bert and to Mary Poppins and the kids. That's what the story was about. It was a kid's book. It was this thing that he loved. And then she had to make him see that it was about her father. And I think that also did something to him, like how he was with his kids. And then the end of the movie is kind of rectified, like the dad stops being like this guy that only is worried about work. he goes and flies kites with his kids. You know, like that's the end. That's
Yeah.
how it ends. It's not about Mary Poppins or Bert. It's about the dad spending time with his kids. So I could be wrong.
No, I think you're
Our
spot on.
should
No,
write us.
I think you're spot on, and that absolutely you're 100% correct on all of that.
So
it's
cool.
just I have a bad taste in my mouth that Disney buys the rights and then changes everything, much to the chagrin of the author.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you this, the insiders, when we were doing one of our albums where we did a bunch of covers, we were going to, like we did Walking on Sunshine, Just When I Needed. We were going to do Step in Time, Step in Time, Step in Time, Step in Time, never need a reason. And so we thought that would just be fun to, at a show, pull out as just kind of like this little musical interlude
Yeah.
at a ska show. That would be very, very fun
But you
to
can't
do
get the
that.
rights.
Well, no, we just didn't do it. I kind of got outvoted.
Okay.
It was just one of those things where, like, I think we tried it, but you watch it on the screen, you hear it, and you're like, wow, that works really awesome in Mary Poppins, and you have all these chimney sweeps doing this dance.
Yeah.
When you apply it to 6 20-year-olds on stage playing it and not dancing around chimneys, it didn't carry the same
It's the
weight.
dancing that makes it so good.
Yeah, exactly. So to be like, hey, we're gonna do Step in Time because it goes with skanking.
Yeah.
But then when you skank to it, it doesn't hit. And you're just like, no, you gotta be
Close.
doing the high knees.
It's good you saw that.
Yeah, so it didn't hit like we thought it would. I think we practiced it at a few practices, and then we're just like, and then it was like the next practice we didn't practice it, and then nobody ever brought it up again.
Dude, so I can't tell you how much I love Mary Poppins. Like at the end, so on the last Brave Saint Saturn album, the song Starlings originally had this tag on it that was it was going out, and it was just like Glockenspiel playing Feed the Birds.
Uh-huh.
I was like, this is cool because this song is it's just about kind of taking care of lesser beings, whether that be kids or
pigeons
or anything, starlings, just respecting life. And so I did that, and Saki was like, I'm not going to do it. I don't want to get sued. I was like, they'll come after me. And he was like, I'm not doing it. So we did not. But then we did like an EP in between our 2 last albums for Five Iron. There's a song called Between Pavement and Stars. And it's just straight up like making references to Chim Chim Cheree. But it's,
chim chimney, chim chimney, chim chim cheree.
yeah, which I think is such a brilliant song. It's so cool because it's like a major key, and then all of a sudden it just into a minor, and just like oh man, I love it so much. I love Mary Poppins, dude.
The song that me and my kids sing often, quite a few times a year, we'll just bust out into song in whatever we're doing is, I love to laugh long and loud and clear. I love to laugh. It's the happiest sound of the year. Like we always bust that out. I do.
So Mary
like
Poppins
gun to my head.
Returns.
No, I saw that. I believe I saw that, but I don't know.
It's garbage.
I was gonna say I don't know if I liked it or not.
Part of it is because I love Mary Poppins so much. I'm just like,
Yeah.
please don't do this. And if you do, it's got to be so good. And then I was like, all right, well, Lin-Manuel Miranda's on it. It could be good. and it's not. It's
No.
not. I heard like there was articles about Dick Van Dyke. They were just like, oh, this guy wants to be in it? Like, what the fuck, Disney? Like, did you do your homework, you fucking millennial piece of trashes? Who the fuck wrote it? Sorry, man. These people were just like, oh, who's this old guy that wants to be in it? Fuck
Yeah.
you. Fuck those guys.
Wasn't that guy at night at the museum? What does he want to do with this movie?
Millennials. Jesus, pull your head out of your ass, you millennials.
Yeah.
I just used the.
Now watch
the
it.
name
You're
of
going to
our
get
Lord
canceled.
irreverently.
You're going to get canceled.
Oh, man.
I think if we're not canceled by now, I don't want to say we're Teflon, but whew.
Whoa! We still get 537 downloads a week, and we're not even doing this every week.
Hey, is it against copyright infringement for me to do my Mickey Mouse voice?
No, it's actually public domain right now.
Oh boy, everybody. That's my Mickey Mouse.
It's really good, Joe.
Oh boy, everybody. Just keep giving that money to Patreon.
Putting that at the end.
Yeah.
Putting that at the end.
Hey, I had something. Daniel Rock today. He hit me up with an awesome surprise.
Yeah.
That came on a Tuesday. There is a new YouTube channel. Our listeners, you may want to go check it out. It's called, I don't know who runs it, but Daniel Rock showed me it. It's called
Naked Yoga.
Yes. And it's also called The Brimstone Chronicles.
Okay.
And it is all this past footage of like Tom Fest 1996,
What?
Cornerstone 98, Tom Fest 98, in Texas, all sorts of stuff. Cornerstone 2000, you guys are on there. I mean,
played
it's
at
got,
Cornerstone?
yeah, either 2000 or 2001.
Sheepers.
You guys are all in like cowboy gear.
Yeah, I remember that outfit, that get up.
Yeah. And so, so Daniel like showed me this YouTube channel, and then the two that are the inside, and this is stuff I've never seen. Like I've never seen these videos before by this, by whoever posted. I don't know if it's a dude or a chick. I don't know who posted it, but it's this, it's the Brimstone Chronicles, but like they have Joy Electric. They have, I mean, everybody, Project 86, Poor Old Lou, lots of Pedro the Lion, Tourniquet, Living Sacrifice, all these, all this good stuff. So I like all afternoon, I've been like watching all these old, all these old videos and stuff. It's so cool. But the ones with the insiders, like one of them was Cornerstone 98. We're in like the powdered blue, like 70s prom suits.
I remember that year.
With the ruffled shirts.
There's a lot of times I wish that I was in your band, but that time more than ever.
And then another one was Tom Fest, Texas. Now,
Fest, Texas?
I remember that not going over very well. And I remember we never got to play Tom Fest. We never played Tom Fest on the West Coast that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe we ever played it.
At Skamania County Fairgrounds?
Something like that.
For real. It's on the
Oh,
river,
serious?
Columbia. It's on the
Yeah.
Columbia River.
I don't
Schooled
think.
on this before, and they're like, dude, it's not Columbia. Could you just pull your heads out of your asses?
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
so I don't think we ever played Tom Fest on the West Coast.
Right.
But Tom Fest started one in Texas, I guess in 98. And I think that was the only one they did because I don't believe it went over well. And I remember
Texas.
I remember today as I watched it, I was like, wait a second.
They tried one in Colorado too, I think.
Did they?
Yeah, keep going though.
And I was like, I remember showing up thinking like, oh, this could be awesome. It's Tom Fest. And the machine that was Tom Fest on the West Coast was always something I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, cool, we get to do this one in Texas. And I remember us showing up to the one in Texas, and I was like there was hardly anybody there.
Where was it?
I do not know, but it was this dusty. And so
Fairgrounds?
yeah. And so like the footage of the insiders, what's funny, you want to talk about like how weird we are when we're younger. If I looked at myself there, I would die. I would die today to have the body that I have in that video. And I'm 20 years old, I think, in that video. And I thought I was fat.
It's called the Brimstone Chronicles.
Brimstone Chronicles.
Oh, it's a Facebook group?
No, it's a YouTube group. Did I say Facebook?
No, I was looking and it came up as like they have a Facebook presence, but I got it. I'm on the YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And so I thought I was fat in that. I remember when I was 8, my whole youth, I never took my shirt off because I thought I had a tummy. I thought all this stuff. I'm looking at myself there and I'm like, holy crap. I'm like 230 pounds, still the same height. And I was like, holy crap. I also have a full, huge head of hair.
Yeah.
My kids, or Mia, my youngest, and my mom, I forced them to watch it today. And Mia was like, Dad, I've never seen you with that much hair. She's like, it's almost curly.
Is that what would happen if you let it grow out now? I'm sure it would be that big.
No, I'm sure it'd look like Bozo. I would have the horseshoe, but
Joe,
I doubt I would have anything up here.
Why don't you do that? That'd be so cool.
If we can get $1,000, I'll do it for $1,000. I'll do it for $1,000.
What is it? Like a patronizer has to pledge $1,000 just for a month? How are we
Sure.
going to do this?
If I get $1,000, I won't cut my hair until what?
Christmas pictures with your girls.
Okay.
Bozo hair.
Okay. I mean, that's not far. That's only 2 months.
Oh well, let's be Christmas 2023.
I don't know. For that, I think I might need $3,000. But I mean, if I can get $1,000, if I can get $1,000 by Halloween, I will grow my hair. I will not cut my hair, and I will grow my hair out until, let's say February 1st.
Wow, Joe.
And then if it's still going, I'll make the judgment call whether I'm cutting it or whether I'll get that thing to continue to just be dirty.
No, dude. What's
Do
gonna
a skullet. Do a skullet.
What's going to happen is people are going to be like, who's this guy? Is this the chief? Let's just promote him. Promote him in chief of roofers.
No, you know what I'll look like? I'll look like the bad guy in Dennis the Menace.
Mr.
Have you
Wilson.
seen the movie Dennis the Menace with
Walter Matthau?
yeah, and who's the bad guy? He was Doc Brown.
Oh, Christopher Lloyd.
Yeah, Christopher Lloyd pull up a picture, Google Christopher Lloyd in Dennis the Menace. That's what I will look like.
You should.
That's what I look like. I'm telling you, if we can get $1,000, if I can get $1,000 by Halloween.
So patronizers, you need to pledge and put in your pledge it is for that, and then you can cancel it. But just be like $100 towards that, and then change your pledge the next month.
Yeah.
Or 1,000. I mean, like, I don't
by
know.
by Halloween, or and then I'll go to like February 1st or like March 1st. I'll give it like, so what would that be? November, December, January, February. Yeah, I'll give it like a good like 4 months, 5 months.
Wow, Joe.
But it's got to take some dough.
Whew. I'm into it.
I'm in it to win it like Eisenman. Drink about 15 Heineken.
I don't understand what you're saying.
Those are lyrics from Detroit's own Kid Rock.
Okay. Hey, Hey, while we're on the subject,
Yeah.
you know how you like look at a 7-Eleven and there's like that secret ladder around the side and it's got like it's got a lock on it and there's like a bunch of sheet metal so nobody climbs up on top of the 7-Eleven.
Yeah.
I saw a dude climbing up that thing today. I was like, how many times have you seen that and just thought about it as a kid? I wonder if I could get up that. And then I saw an employee going up there at the 7-Eleven as I was driving by today. What is he doing up there? What?
That's
How?
bananas.
He has the key to it. He went up there.
He did it.
He did it. I should have
did it.
stopped.
He did it.
Congratulations.
He did it.
You made it.
He did it. That's
Oh, man.
great.
He probably came down. It was like the end of Breakfast Club. He just like
Oh, just
fists
with
up
himself.
with the
Just has his AirPods
fingerless
in.
gloves.
Don't you forget about me.
He did it.
He did it. Reese. He
Yeah.
did it.
He did it.
He did it.
Should I go there tomorrow and just ask around about it? Like, do you know who it was?
Put flowers. Put like
some
a
flowers.
wreath. Put a wreath on the ladder.
You did it.
You did it. You did it.
Went up the ladder.
You did it.
I don't know if he jumped around the sheet metal. I couldn't tell because I was driving, but it looked like he unlocked it and went up there.
That's amazing. You got to figure out who that is.
I know, but like, what a hashtag blessed day.
He did it. He did it.
Woo.
He did it.
He did it.
Hey, something
Hey.
happened to me over the weekend that bummed
hey.
me out.
On a lighter note.
I'm gonna try to explain this prank quickly. It's not a prank. It was just something funny that I thought I'd do. So a
Okay.
guy who I worked with for 10 years retired. He
He
retired from roofing.
roofing this week.
Yes.
Okay.
He was an investigator for the roofing company.
Okay.
He investigated roofing issues.
All right.
He retired. Now that he's, let's just call him a civilian outside of the roofing company.
That's what they call people.
Yeah.
Civilians when they're not
They-
in their roofing
Yeah.
outfit.
They rehired him in a
Okay.
different capacity. So
Okay.
now he is the parking enforcement czar
For the roofers.
for the city of Royal Oak. They hired him
Okay.
in this other capacity. Instead of roofing, he's now the head parking director for the city.
Got it.
So I'm walking through the office and I see in that area of the city, there's like a chalkboard or like a whiteboard. And on the whiteboard, there is a monthly magazine that they put out for parking enforcement. It's called Parking Today. God's honest truth. So there is a magazine for parking enforcement people called Parking Today.
Okay.
So I thought it would be funny to take the magazine and then I had someone I know that's into graphic arts take a picture of this person that retired and blow it up and make it into a centerfold, a 3-foot long centerfold. I folded it up and I stapled it in the center of the Parking Today magazine. So I had this magazine. So it was Parking Today, and you opened it and you went to the centerfold.
What was
and
the
this
picture though?
the picture was of Matt. It was
he
Matt.
doing anything? Was he doing naughty things?
He's just standing there in a suit.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. So you unfolded this 3-foot long, it was 3 feet by whatever, 11 inches
That's what she said.
picture of Matt. Perfect like little joke, perfect little thing to make him laugh, perfect little thing to make everybody on our floor kind of like giggle and whatever.
Yeah.
So I finished it on Friday. The person who was making the photo gave it to me. I stapled it in the thing on Friday. And when I got back to the office, because I had to work a little bit of overtime, the two guys that were in the office, I was like, look at this. I made this. They were dying, cracking up. They're like, dude, that's fantastic. So I set the magazine back where it was on like the little sill of the whiteboard. So I come in yesterday morning. So that was Friday. So I come in, the weekend goes by. I come in yesterday morning, Monday morning. The picture of Matt is like thumbtacked to the wall, and the magazine is gone.
Ah, come on.
And I'm like, what in the world? Like, someone ruined my prank. Or like, not prank, you know what I mean? Like, ruined my like funny little thing.
Yeah.
And I kind of like asked around, like, hey, have you guys seen the magazine? No, nobody knows what I'm talking about. Then Matt comes in and I go, Matt, did you see your photo thing? And he's like, what? And so Matt looks and sees this 3-foot photo of him thumbtacked to a wall and kind of gave like a chuckle, but like, why is there a 3-foot photo of me? And so I'm like, Matt, that photo, I go, did you see the magazine? He's like, what are you talking about? So I was like, the Parking Today magazine. I took that photo. I put it in the magazine. I wanted you to see it. It was a centerfold of you, yada, yada. That's the joke. That 3-foot picture should have been in the magazine. And in context, I think that was funny. But now out of context, it's just a 3-foot picture of Matt.
Hey, Matt. Did you see that picture? Did you see it, Matt?
Did you see where my finger and lip oils have touched it?
Matt.
Yeah, so somebody like ruined my joke.
What the hell?
I know. And so the only people that saw it were the two people that I showed on Friday. And after that, somebody ripped the thing apart. And oh man, that bummed me out.
Yeah. Ruffled feathers.
Oh, that should have been a ruffled feathers. Ruffled feathers. Yeah. That sucked.
Yeah. That's not cool, dude.
So, yeah. Where do we go?
What are we doing? Oh, podcast? Shit.
Yeah, we're going to podcast here.
Hey! We podcasting over here. Would it be cool if I just like, hey, what are you guys doing over here? Oh no, I spilled my water.
All over the keyboard.
All over the keyboard.
It starts throwing sparks like in the cartoons. Jeepers, Dottie.
Jeepers, Dottie. All right. So we covered roofing. My roofing. I mean, my police work.
Yeah.
I'm making this shed for the kitties.
Yeah.
We know about that.
I'm sure this is great listening for the freebie people.
Right.
Just us replaying back over. Oh, guess what? On a more serious
You ever
note,
had an enchilada? What?
on a more serious note, what was cool today was I was chit-chatting with a couple of listeners over the last few days. I've been chit-chatting with a couple of listeners that have kind of, I don't want to say I don't want to say reached out because of their situation, but they reached out to chit-chat, and just through conversation, we had some really, really good conversations about how easy it is to fall into just nonsense where your life can fall apart.
Oh, I thought you were going to say, does it just start drinking and not stop?
Well, pretty much.
Oh, okay.
And then, but then,
This is easy.
you know, come out of that, and how
Come
to come out of
yes.
that, how to, you know, how to not fall into different vices to cover up other vices.
Yeah. Dude, I'm in that. I full on fucking Lieutenant Dan out at the bottom of my yard on Friday.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah.
You lost your legs?
Yeah, I lost my legs. There was this thing with me and my homeboy from Vietnam where there was some hookers.
Yeah.
Right? But then he invited me to go down to his shrimping boat.
Oh,
And tied myself to the mast, and then I yelled at God.
yeah. Did you do that on top of the shed? Like you tied yourself to the lightning rod?
No, but like, I don't know. We can talk about this on a different episode, but like, I just feel like I had enough with God. Like I was just at like this fucking mower that I keep talking about.
The
just keeps
mower is what
breaking down.
puts you over the edge.
Dude, it has almost
With
killed
all the
me.
stuff you've gone through in the
Right.
last year, the
I
mower
know.
is what's going to make you lose your
This is it.
salvation.
Dude, for real. Like, I'm going to talk about it. Because, like, all this shit, going through a divorce, like, trying to save my marriage for 2 years and just getting the shit kicked out of me, just
Yeah.
getting shut down and watching it just fall apart. Like my marriage just stopping and all my effort to keep it keeps getting shut down. And then, stalker, like I get this
Yeah.
crazy stalker. Both my parents died, like I had to take care of my mom on hospice for 2 weeks. Just this shit. Like I didn't really want this house. I got this house because my mom picked it because it had a good view and she could look at cows and she didn't have to climb stairs. And then she died like 4 days before we were supposed to close on it.
Yeah.
So I'm like stuck in this house. It's more mortgage than I can afford. My ex is just leveling me for child support, which I agree I should pay child support. But like my job, before this was so stressful that I got ulcerative colitis, and the only way I could do it is because she was staying at home with the kids. And her lawyer's like, cool, he can make that much money. So I'm paying the child support for making that much money, but I'm not making that much money. It's like double child support that I should be paying.
Well, that doesn't make sense.
Does not.
How does it?
I have to pay arrears on that. So I have to pay back to when she filed for divorce, which was the day my dad went in the hospital. It's just so fucked. Like everything is fucked. You're right. But what sets me off is like, here I am, like, I'm in this HOA. They're like, hey, it's $60 a month to get your lawn mowed, and they shovel the snow. And it's a big lawn. It's like a half acre, but it's all hill. It's all downhill. And at the bottom are all these thorn bushes, which I told you I like went over the cliff. I went into them. I was like picking myself out for like an hour, just thorns in everything. So, like we moved in December and it snowed a couple times and these ding dongs didn't come shovel the snow till like 4 days later. So I'm like, I'm not paying for this. Like, I'll mow my own lawn. And as soon as I'd mow it with like a push mower, it took me 4 hours. I'm like, this is ridiculous. We've talked about this. So I went and got like, I found like on Facebook Marketplace a ride-on mower. I'm like, this is still cheaper than paying the $60 a month. Almost died. I almost die every single time I mow the lawn. I almost fall off this thing or I get stuck in thorns. And I'm not kidding. Every single time I get poison ivy. And at least two times this summer, I've gotten it inside my ear canal.
Holy cow.
I'm from Colorado. We don't have poison ivy. And I'm always itching my ears. Poison ivy in my ears.
Holy cow.
Twice. I think it's been 3 times. I think I have it now in my left ear. So I've gotten like all this, every time I mow the lawn, I'll wear all the hot stuff, like a long sleeve shirt and pants and boots.
Oh, I thought you meant like a mesh tank top and hot pants.
Yeah, it's hot. I'm very hot out there. But I got this stuff, so I'll immediately go take a shower, scrub myself with this stuff. This is where I had my Lieutenant Dan. Is like, I'm down to the bottom. Not to mention that it's taken me like, I've gotten it one time where the mower didn't break down, like the drive belt didn't slip off.
Yeah.
Usually slips off, and then I figured out how to put it back on, but if it's hot, it keeps slipping off, so you have to keep fixing the mower about 8 times. One time it didn't do it, and I finished the lawn in less than 2 hours. The record was 13 hours. It took me to mow the lawn because I had to keep going to get a replacement blade. I had to go get this thing. 13 hours.
Holy smoke.
I get poison ivy every time. I almost die every time. And this time I'm like, poison ivy, everything is itching. I'm down in the bottom of the yard. I'm thinking this is the last time I have to mow it this year, hopefully. And it's not hot, but it just kept breaking down. And so by the time it was like 1 PM, I'm sweating my balls off because I'm in all like long sleeve shirts and pants because I don't want poison ivy again, but I have it at that moment. Everything is itching and I just lost it. Not for the first time, because it's happened several times where I'm just like screaming at God, like, fuck off, God, just screaming. And
Your neighbors are like, what is that guy's
man.
problem?
I'm sure.
They're like,
But
the
I'm
new
just
guy's
like-
going bananas.
For real. Like, I'm just like, everything in me just wants to just take a sledgehammer to the lawnmower. But then I'm like, then you have to pick it up. That's the only thing that stopped me is I just don't want to clean up the mess. And then,
Well, how's that God's fault and all of that?
so I'm a Presbyterian, Joe. Everything is God's fault. Everything happens for a reason. And God is sovereign over everything.
He's sitting
So-
up there going, why didn't you just pay the 60?
Man, no, I think I just
Now, is it
finally
60
just realized.
Is
a
it 60
month.
every time they come?
No, 60 a month. So it's 30 every time they come, which seems like a lot for somebody that's used to mowing their own lawn. But now I'm like, no.
No, because
Nope.
like
I'll do it.
here, like 10 years ago, I had a super small house. Like before Leslie and I got divorced,
Yeah.
I had a super small house with a super small yard,
Yeah.
and it was $25. It was $25 to do the front yard and backyard.
Yeah.
So
did I
30 to
tell
do
you
your
about-
big old thing.
Well, I told
That's
you
what she
about
said.
this guy. Yeah. Jim, that was like pseudo homeless that would just come by our house every 2 weeks when we lived downtown in Stanton.
Yeah.
He'd mow our lawn for $10. Plus, I'd give him a ride and I'd
People
buy
do
him
that here in
like,
Detroit. They're
dinner.
called crackheads.
This guy, like,
And then sometimes you get murdered.
oh, that's cool.
About every 5 years, some family gets murdered by the guy who they paid $10 to cut their lawn. But go on. So Jim,
Anyway, it was $10. So now,
yeah,
like,
I bet.
$60 a month. I can't afford that, especially because they're not shoveling. But now,
But the cost of
I
a
get
mower,
it.
the cost of poison ivy,
Yeah,
medicine,
right.
gas.
It's all just the cost of my sanity, or
Yeah.
like my relationship with my neighbors who have to hear me saying "fuck off, God."
Yeah,
I said worse things. By the way, this is me censoring myself,
wow.
dude. It was bad, but like,
You got to watch Father Stu.
no, I hit this point where I was just like, why do you why are you bitching about this? Like, it was total like a Lieutenant Dan thing. Like, why are you so upset at your suffering? Like, why? Not that I don't feel like I deserve to yell and be angry and stuff, but I just felt like God was just like, you have to move past this. Like, you have to stop. You're
Yeah.
bitching right now because you're itchy and hot. And that's not going to end. You know, like, one thing dude, this is so brutal, but like right after my dad died, one of my friends was consoling me. And I was a wreck, but she was hugging me, and like, it just comes in waves, and you cry and you feel a little bit better. And then, you know, like, it'll come back several times. It comes back all the time still, you know,
Yeah,
but like,
yeah.
she was consoling me, and she was like, I can't imagine what you're going through. I am terrified of my dad dying. And it just hit me that fear held me my whole life. I was always afraid of my parents dying. And up until when they died. And I still don't feel like it's fair that they're gone or that I didn't get to say goodbye the way that I wanted,
Yeah.
especially with my dad. Like, this is going to be hard for the rest of my life. Me just trying to figure out like why it was that way.
Yeah.
But when she said that, I was like, oh my gosh, that's gone. Like, that fear of my parents dying is gone. I'm free from that. Like, as fucked up as that is, it felt so good.
Yeah.
So, like, me in the bottom of the yard, I'm just like, I just hit this point. I'm like, what are you bitching about, dude? Like, it's this, like, I don't know. There is, I feel like for me, I can't just, I wish sometimes I could just cast off my belief of God and Christ and just be like, I don't like this. I don't like having to rectify how God is good with what's happening with me or what's happening in the world, like how much suffering there is. I don't like that. And I feel like so many of my friends who are atheists and agnostic, that's just it. They're just like, I'm tired of having to make this stretch. I'm just going to say God isn't real. And it takes all that, like all that tension and all that anger at God off the table because he's not real. But, you know, like for me, I believe because I think God saved me. I think like, you know, we've talked about when I was attacked by demons. I really think that happened. And I really think that the Holy Spirit saved me from physical death, from demons. And so I don't have the luxury of just casting off that belief. I can't just be like, I don't like this. I do struggle with like lately so much believing that God is good. But I think at that point I just hit in the bottom of the yard. I'm like, look, dude, this is not God's program. It's not for you to stop itching or to stop struggling or to have a nice house or to be without the fear of your kids dying or to be without pain. God's program is that he suffered on our behalf and he asks us to join him in that, to know him. And you can't until you suffer. And that, I think, just hit me at that point. And I was like, okay, I'm done fighting. I'm still mad, but I'm going to give it up. I'm done fighting. So that was like my Lieutenant Dan time right there.
Man,
and I say that because
I'm proud of you, buddy. Like that's an amazing epiphany. That's an amazing thing to walk through. And you know, we've talked about it before, like in our conversations prior to us having a podcast and things like that. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, I feel like I'm a few years ahead of you. You know, obviously, like I went through a divorce and then years later you're going through divorce. Yeah. And, you know, we would talk about that. We would talk how it unfolded with me and how things are going with you and things, you know, and I had worked through a ton of things. And so I had gotten to these places where I feel like you just talked about. And so for me, it's been so tough over these years of listening to the pain, you know, that you're going through. And I'm a fixer, and the fact that I'm not with you and the fact that I don't have the magical words to fix what you've gone through. And I don't have those magic words that just make you say, like, have that Lieutenant Dan moment. It's makes me happy tonight to hear that you have come to that point where you've realized what you realized. Yeah. You know, I did that in different ways, you know, and I came at it from all sorts of different angles. You know, for a long time, I know this sounds absolutely stupid. Like I know it sounds stupid, but for like the longest time, I just kind of felt like, all right, I'm the John Constantine. I'm the real life John Constantine. I'm this like filthy angel. But I've been touched by God. I've been called by God. I know that he is in my life, just like you. You explained it the way I can never explain it to people. I can't just walk away and not be a Christian because I just know I've been touched. I just know it's real and I know it's there. And I just can't say, no, it's not, because I would be absolutely lying to myself. So I was just kind of figuring myself as like the John Constantine. So I'm just kind of this dirty angel that, you know, I go to church and I know how awesome and everything all my friends are and all that. And, you know, they haven't had to go through divorces and they haven't had to go through all these problems. And, you know, and I do. And I just kind of think, all right, but that's just what I'm meant to do. That's just who I am. Is the struggles that I have. Okay, I'm not going to be wealthy. Well, okay, I'm not gonna have this perfect scripted life where, you know, I got married and everything is just live happily ever after with kids that become doctors and, you know, whatever. It is what it is. It's a life that I would have never have thought that I would be living. I never have thought that I would have gotten divorced. I would never in a million years think I would have been divorced twice. You know, so it's that type of thing.
Not usually the plan when you get married.
Yeah, I know. And so
unless you're Elizabeth Taylor,
you're right.
And I think you're just like, wow,
yeah. And who's the other?
Sign this prenup.
Who's the other one that I recently read that like it was a dude that I think recently passed away and he just had wife after wife after wife after wife. But anyway. It's like
that cannot be fulfilling.
No, it can't.
It cannot.
Like, that's just chasing that. You know, when you first meet someone and you have those feelings, it can be like a drug. Like those feelings, you know, it's like when someone cheats. It's like the addiction to that dopamine and that feeling that you get that you haven't felt in years. You know, you date someone and you fall for them and you get married and then life takes over and then somebody else comes along and gives them those dopamine rushes and they get addicted. You know, people get addicted to that. And I think those are the people that take it further and get, you know, married and divorced 5, 6, 7, 8 times is you get, you know.
Yeah.
But
Side
anyway,
note, everyone is addicted to dopamine. It's why people do heroin, because it's a dopamine synthetic.
Well, you know what I mean. Like they
know
get
what you mean.
Addicted to just the wonderful feelings of getting to know somebody in the honeymoon phase.
Instead of being able to move on and getting the benefit of like being loved and known and cherished.
And walking through the hard times.
In sickness and in health.
Yeah.
You know, that old shit.
Yeah. Like the bonds that are strengthened, like sitting down and having dinner and making out and then watching a movie, that doesn't like that has its place. But I mean, to sit down and know that like you went through the death of grandparents together, or you went through a miscarriage together, or, you know, or you went through financial difficulties together and you came out like that. To me, that's where, you know, that's where metal, you know, that's where you get your metal, or I can't think of an analogy or whatever the metaphor is, but like that's where it's like strengthened. And I think people bail on that, whatever. Anyway, that got me off on kind of a little side. I just want to finish my first point is I always felt like I was ahead of you, and I never wanted to make you feel like you should be where I am. Like you're going through all of this and you should be where I am, and I want you to take the shortcut. I just, you know, I always wanted to let you know that I was always there and you know, and loving on you. And
you are.
And to hear,
this was so wonderful.
And to hear that you kind of had a Lieutenant Dan moment, that makes me feel amazing. That makes me feel amazing, because that's, you know, prayers answered for. That's a prayer answered for me, because I don't want another warrior in the faith to turn their back and walk away.
Isn't that the best part of Forrest Gump, though? Like,
When
He's-
he goes, those are lots of comfortable shoes. A man can
It's-
walk pretty far in those shoes. They said it was $1 million wound. I never saw a dime of that money.
Because, like, all the characters in it have depth but Forrest. You know, like, he's like just a literary device to show the development of, like, Jenny and Lieutenant Dan. You know, like, how they both get redeemed, like how there's redemption. And Lieutenant Dan's I love so much because it's just like, you get why that dude is pissed. Like, why he's
Yeah.
just like, fuck you for saving me, Forrest. Seriously.
Yeah.
I should have died there. And then,
Like all my ancestors.
right. But not just that, but like, not just that he didn't get to do what he wanted his whole life. He had no legs, you know, like
Yeah.
he was a burnout. And then he just, you know, like they're in that hurricane doing the shrimping, and he just climbs up to the top of the mast and just screaming at God all night. And finally, like, gives up.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's cool. Yep.
Yeah. Well, on that note, I don't want to lessen it, but just for time's sake, we can keep this conversation going in the paid portion, but we're going to bring this to an end as far as
Yeah.
the freebie, and I'm going to get some water to keep my vocal cords damp, moist.
Listen,
Moist.
if you guys ever want to patronize us,
Yeah.
get Joe to grow out his Bozo the Clown haircut.
Yeah.
Do it.
I want like a little mud flap. I want it so when I wear a baseball hat, I have that mud flap that kind of comes out the back. I feel like girls like that.
Yeah, they do.
And the thing is, I don't care if girls like it. I think Heidi would like it.
That's all it counts.
Yeah, that is all that counts. So you guys, we're bringing this freebie part to an end, and then we're going to keep going because I got more. So we got more stuff to talk about. And just to let you guys know, a new segment that we're going to start doing in the paid portion is what we're going to do is I'm going to bring up a band from the past, and we are each going to say we're going to do everything we know about that band. We're going to go over if we toured with them or not, songs, if we liked their albums or not.
Did Leonore make out with any of them?
Did Leonore make out with them? Did Nate make out with any of them?
Right.
You know, do we know what they're doing now? So that's what we're gonna do in the Patreon section is we're gonna start doing this thing where we take a band and kind of go over all the things that we remember about the band, what we experienced, if we didn't experience anything with them and why we didn't. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're gonna bring this to an end, you guys. You know, if you can, check us out on Patreon. $5 unlocks everything. $5. If you were to pay $5 tonight, you would unlock probably 60 some hours of more crap of us talking.
It's like 70 something now.
Oh yeah, 70 some
getting
hours. So you know, if you want to do
70 some
that,
hours of our lives we'll never get back.
yeah, so do it. Pledge extra money. I will grow my hair out to see how that looks. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you later.
Peace. That's all I got.
For more shows like this one, visit rockcandyrecordings.com.